Hello everyone, I am Himabindu, lecturer in English, working in Superiority College for Women, Eluru. Today I am going to deal with the second semester English Praxis Course 2, a course in reading and writing skills. Unit 1, Prose, How to Avoid Foolish Opinions. This is a prose piece which was written by Bertrand Russell. You can observe the photograph of Bertrand Russell here. He is a 20th century philosopher, born on 18th May 1872 in an aristocratic family. He is a British writer, educated at Trinity College, Cambridge. He was awarded with De Morgan Medal, Sylvester Medal, Nobel Prize in Literature in 1950 and Kalinga Prize. On Avoiding Foolish Opinions is a part of Russell's essay, An Outline to Intellectual Rubbish. Here it is an extract which is taken from Russell's essay, An Outline to Intellectual Rubbish. In this title, the writer has used oxymoron, which means using two contradictory words together. Here, intellectual and rubbish, these are the two contradictory words. The writer has used these words to describe all false beliefs, baseless opinions, dogmatism, fear, superstitious beliefs, etc. Coming to the present extract on avoiding foolish opinions. Here, first we need to understand what is meant by foolish opinions. Foolish means lack of good sense, stupid, silly, crazy, or dumb. Opinion means a view formed about something or someone. It may be a positive one or a negative one. So, foolish opinion means we are forming some kind of opinion which is a stupid one, a silly one with a lack of good sense. As human beings in our life, uh, at some of the context, we make some foolish opinions. No superhuman ability is needed to avoid foolish opinions. We can avoid those foolish opinions by following simple rules. It need not have any superhuman ability. A few simple rules will keep you away from not all errors but from silly errors. If the matter is one that can be settled by observation, by observing something, we can avoid announcing foolish opinions. Here, the writer has given two examples in this particular prose piece. The first one is it was a statement which is given by Aristotle. Women have fewer teeth than men. Aristotle expressed his opinion, which is a foolish one. It is women have fewer teeth than men. Instead of declaring such a kind of statement, he would have asked his wife to laugh a while or to open her mouth for a while so that he can count the number of teeth a woman have. If he did so, he would have understood that men and women both have equal number of teeth. So observation is important before we announce such a statement. The next one is hedgehogs eat black beetles. It is a statement given by Russell himself. He made such a statement because he believed the words of others. Instead of believing the words of others, if he had attempted to write a book on food habits of hedgehogs, he would have understood that hedgehogs won't eat such an unappetizing diet. So, he might have avoided declaring the statement that hedgehogs eat black beetles. You can observe the picture of here. It is an hedgehog and it is a black beetle. The next statement is it was given by ancient and medieval authors. They said that they knew all about unicorn and salamanders. Here, observe the pictures of unicorn and salamanders. These are they are not real, and they are the part of mythology. In many of the cultures like India, Africa, Middle East, USA, and China, in their mythologies, we can read the stories which is based on unicorn and salamanders. Unicorns, these it resembles a horse with a horn, and it is a symbol of great power and wisdom. It represents positivity, joy, hope, pride, and diversity. Here, coming to salamanders. Salamander, it is a mythical lizard-like creature, and they are said to live in fire or to be able to withstand its effects. It represents immortality, rebirth, passion, ability to withstand flame. The writer has given a statement that as if they were the real creatures, but it is a foolish statement. They are not real, they are the mythical characters. Next point is Russell says that one's opinions are brought to the test of experience. It means that before anyone announce or declare any statement, they have to test the reliability and experience it. If Aristotle, Russell, and ancient authors in the previous statements, if they have tested how far their statements are right before they declare them, they would have avoided such mistakes of expressing their foolish opinions. Next one is if you find yourself getting angry about a difference of opinion, be on your guard. If anyone contradicts our opinions, we will get angry easily. It is human tendency. But before getting angry, we have to think with some logic. Here, an example is given 2 twos are 5. If anyone announces 2 twos are 5, you will get angry because you know the answer. You have a little knowledge of mathematics, so you know that 2 twos are 4. If anyone announces 2 twos are 5, you have to feel pity for them that they don't have a lack of knowledge. In the same way, there is a statement island is on the equator. If you have a knowledge on geography, you can easily tell that island is not on the equator. So, with your knowledge, you are able to understand that both the statements are wrong. Instead of getting angry, you feel pity for them that they don't have lack of knowledge. For most of the controversies, the reason is having no good evidence either way. That's why they fight with each other, they argue with each other regarding their statements. Next, here in this slide, we are going to discuss that there are some ways ridding yourself of certain kinds of dogmatism. We will discuss what are the ways to get rid of dogmatism. Dogmatism means it is an expression of an opinion or belief as if it were a fact. You are trying to express your viewpoint and your system of ideas based on insufficiently examined premises. The first point is to become aware of opinions held in social circles different from your own. For this, he has given example from his own life. Russell, when he was young, he traveled outside most of the time. He lived in France, Germany, Italy, United States, in many other places. That's why he had the opportunity to know the different social circles, to know the different religions, cultures, food habits, and dressing styles, and the different religious activities of the people. He was able to understand. That's why he was able to diminish the intensity of prejudice in his life. In the same way, he was advising, if you don't have the opportunity to travel abroad or to travel many of the countries to know the social circles of different people, in that case, you can seek out people with whom you disagree. You can search for the people whose opinions are different from you. Then you can also read a newspaper belonging to a party that is not yours. In these two cases, in the first case, seek out people with whom you disagree. For example, you are following your own religious activities and your own food, you are taking your own food and you are following your own dressing style. Maybe it seems to be mad, perverse, or wicked to the person who comes from another country. In the same way, their food habits, their dressing style, their religious activities may be mad, perverse, or wicked to you. So, you have to understand different cultures. Read a newspaper belonging to a political party that is not yours. Here, in this example, you can observe the leaders of both the political parties. They all the time blame each other for the activities they are doing in their local area or their state or in their country. But if you observe, maybe they are right in their viewpoints. Next one is becoming aware of foreign customs. Here in this prose piece, the writer Russell has given example about two people. One is Manchus and the other is Chinese. The writer has taken an example which was happened in the 17th century to show about foreign customs. Here we need to understand a little history of Manchus. Manchus are the fourth largest ethnic minority group in China. There are totally 55 minority groups are there in China. They lived under Qing dynasty from 1644 to 1911. Out of 55 minority groups, they are the fourth largest minority group in China. They don't have an autonomous region. They are the people who come from the minority and they are called Manchurians. Sometimes they are also called red tasselled Manchus. They conquered China and they ruled China for more than 250 years. It was a long period. They were the hunters, fishers, and food gatherers. Later, they developed a primitive form of agriculture and animal husbandry. They had a habit, they had accustomed to braid their hair like a pigtail. You can observe a man with a pigtail, particularly men of Manchus, they had accustomed to braid their hair like a pigtail. Here you can observe the picture of a man with pigtail. Whereas coming to China, Chinese women, if they want to be beautiful, they try to reduce the growth of their feet. Here, observe a woman with a small feet. They considered a woman with a small feet is a beautiful woman. So, to reduce the growth of the feet, they use some artificial methods and which are very superstitious beliefs. And here, after Manchurians, they conquered China, they tried to impose their tradition on Chinese. When they conquered China, they forced Chinese to adopt the custom, this custom of wearing a pigtail as a sign of loyalty to their new dynasty. Later, both the two people they have exchanged their foolish traditions. Manchus women have started developing a small feet and Chinese men started to wear pigtails. Instead of dropping their foolish customs, they had exchanged their customs. The next one is To imagine an argument with a person having a different bias. This is another method to avoid dogmatism, that is, to imagine an argument with a person having a different bias. For example, if you continue a conversation with an opponent on a particular topic, different viewpoints may come out. So, the one which you think is right may be wrong from another's point of view. In the same way, which is wrong for you may be right from others' perspective. Here is an example from the essay. Mahatma Gandhi deplores railways and steamboats and machinery. For deploring railways and steamboats and machinery, maybe he had his own reasons. He wants to undo the whole of industrial revolution. Whereas the contrary statement here is in Western countries, most people take the advantage of modern technology. Here, both the statements are opposite to each other. One does not like the industrial revolution and the other is supporting the industrial revolution. Before supporting any of these statements, one has to test the argument by listening to their viewpoints. Maybe Gandhi has thought that industrial revolution may reduce the employment for Indians. So, in this point of view, he is correct. In others' perspective, we are benefited in many ways through using the modern technology. Nowadays, we are using more technology, electronic goods, everything, whatnot. Sometimes Bertrand Russell, the writer himself, has changed his mind or opinions as a result of this kind of imaginary dialogue and became less dogmatic and cocksure, that means perfectly sure in realizing the possible reasonableness in an opponent. Be very wary of opinions that flatter your self esteem. Here, examples are given. Superior excellence of their own sex, either women or men. If you ask either men or women who is superior, if you ask 10 times, 9 times out of 10, you will get an answer that whoever you are asking, either men or women, they say that their own gender is superior to the other. For example, if you ask men who is superior, most their reply is that most poets and men of science are men. They say about themselves very proudly that men are superior. If you ask women who is superior, either men or women. Women retort that so are most criminals. Women give a retort to the statement of men that by saying that most of the men are criminals. So women gender is they regard women gender is superior to men. So everyone tell about their own gender that as if they were superior to the other gender. We are all, whatever part of the world we come from, persuaded that our own nation is superior to all others. Though each nation has its merits and demerits, but we say that the merits possessed by our nation are very important ones, and while its demerits are very small and trivial. It is difficult to argue with a person of self esteem, but a man, a rational man, will admit that there is no demonstrable right answer. We cannot argue out the matter with some non human mind. The only way to solve this general human superiority is to remind about the episodic human life in a small planet. We have, as human beings, we have to remember that our life is small. Our life is like an episode in this planet. Humans should know that there are other parts of the cosmos may contain lives superior to themselves as they are superior to jellyfish. We are all superior to jellyfish. Likewise, humans also have to consider the fact in this cosmos, in this universe, there are some lives which are superior to ourselves. I think all of you understood the topic. Here are some possible questions from the lesson. Try to read these questions and solve the answers. Bring out the message of the lesson, how to avoid foolish opinions. What are the foolish opinions discussed in the extract? Explain the different ways of reading dogmatism. References. Here I have used websites. Which websites I have used to explain this lesson is given here. You can follow this. Thank you very much.